Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pretty Cast, episode 7.
Wow, episode 7. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We've just attempted to upload the first 4 episodes and realised it was going to take a little bit longer.
Like 3 weeks longer.
Yeah, exactly. Due to delays.
So you know what?
COVID.
It's coming out. You're going to get it when you bloody get it.
But we're going to maintain the pace. We're going to get ahead of the curve and keep forging on with our plan of recording episodes regardless.
Strava has been a really helpful app during isolation.
Is that the
tracking
your run? Oh, yeah.
And it tracks your pace as well. Like it's good.
Oh, really? It actually maintains a lot of different... And you incline, decline?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fancy.
It's good.
Yeah.
Didn't make me want to work out any more than
Right. Is that the one where it kind of like if you're friends with someone, it compares your guys' performance each day or something like that?
You can follow each other, and that's how it kind of keeps you motivated because it makes you accountable. And
This
you can see your
episode
friends.
is not brought to you by Strava. However, I like the sound of that.
Totally.
Little rivalry, little healthy exercise, all at the same time.
Well, on a different note, I'm thinking of quitting coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Not yet.
Oh,
Like,
I'm just contemplating quitting it.
I'm drinking coffee right now, but
Every
I'm
coffee could be
thinking
her last.
usually, like, for instance, Danny wants us to do dry July, and I'm like, I just want to set realistic goals for myself.
Like dry alcohol and coffee.
Well, dry alcohol, and I was like, actually, do you have to give up alcohol? Can't you just give up
You
something?
Give up something in general.
Yeah, can I give up coffee for dry July? I could do that, I reckon.
Are you supposed to get like donations or sponsors or something?
Probably.
Or is it just you just doing
Yeah.
it and raise awareness
Well, yeah, I suppose the idea is to do it for
at the cause?
the cause.
Yeah, interesting. I've never I've participated in a dry July, but I've never actively gotten behind the whole thing. I did 6 months sober when I was 21.
Think about all the dickheads who have raised money for dry July and then not stuck to their sobriety for the month. Like who broke,
that were doing it but secretly.
Because there's definitely someone who...
That's like illegal tampering.
Yeah.
That's dishonesty.
Death before dishonor.
Death before dishonor. But it's one of those tricky ones, like robbing Peter to pay Paul. But at the same time, like,
so for instance,
you're still giving money to a donation that raises awareness, aren't you? Like, does it? Are you
okay?
Are you sort of so you're questioning the moral and ethical dilemma of doing it? So if like Serena Williams holds a 10K marathon, but then after the start gets in a cab and rides in the cab for 8K and then gets out and runs the finish line and gets called out for it,
that's not what I'm investing my money in.
Well, yeah. Like, is that are you done with that 10K or are you like okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
For instance, I want to shave my head.
Okay, sorry, just quickly, but there's like a get out of jail free cards that people can pay for.
Yeah, $50 to have a drink.
They can buy you a drink card or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
think
all
you
right
can buy
with that.
yourself one as well.
So you're all right with that.
Yeah, I think
so
that's...
as long as the person owns up to it, like, yes, I'm raising money for it, but
just don't lie.
It's hard to tell with charities these days. Bushfires shook me. I still don't know what's right. A little bit of it's interesting. A little bit of it's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, well,
Charities.
the whole debacle around the money that Celeste Barber raised and not being able to go to the smaller charities that she wanted it to go to. Now it's all going to the RFS. Yeah. Look, it's charity money. Why are you wasting money in court arguing over money that was raised for charity?
Yeah. Well, I think the reason was that because of the terms and conditions, they were trying to work a way around that. They didn't realise. I mean, look, we all know now, and I'm sure it's going to go to the RFS, who probably needed it anyway too.
Yeah, they do.
And, the Red Cross.
Look, it's not an issue, but what's the problem?
You know what? It was just a tough time. Anyway, you're going to shave your head, did you say?
I'm going to shave my head.
Just say?
No, so this is the thing. I've been planting the seed so I just planted the seed for the coffee thing. I probably won't take a week off coffee until like December, realistically, because it takes me about 7 months to like build up in my head to do it.
Okay, you work it like that.
To prep.
That's the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I say things and I'll follow through eventually.
Yeah, I try to stick to my word as much
but
as I
I
can.
always stick to my word.
Doesn't always happen.
And I want to shave my head. Mum shaved her head.
There's photos.
Someone told me that I would have a really nice face for a shaved head, but how do they know? Why would they say that?
Because like your entire shtick is her.
My 98% of my personality. But that's what I was going to say. I would want to raise money to shave my head.
Okay.
But I couldn't, like the pressure is just too much. Like I can't carry that on my shoulders.
On the plus
I'm carrying
side,
this full head of hair.
that's you get a lot of weight off your shoulders, yes. But I think having said that, it's not the sort of thing where you're subtly drinking whilst trying to raise awareness for Dry July. You can't hide a shaved head unless you put a bald cap on and you got a lot of hair, and that would take.
You can't lie about a shaved head.
You can't. Ask Brittany.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Brittany, bitch.
Brittany, do you follow Brittany on Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Brittany. I just don't follow her on socials. I try to limit that stuff.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
I scratch my head a lot.
You're right.
But I do also love the fact that she's Brittany. She can do whatever she wants. But like, I'm just kind of like, hello? Is anyone there?
It's great. Good on her. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's certainly lived quite a public life, really, hasn't she? From that kind of 90s onwards, when we would have listened to probably a lot of that stuff in the pop era. Were you a Britney? Did you listen to Britney when you were younger?
I think everyone listened to Britney. When
you couldn't escape it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Did you buy albums? Did you buy CD singles?
Maybe. I mean, I did grow up in the free download era.
You were on that cusp, weren't you?
That YouTube MP3 converter, which sadly took over, and then LimeWire.
What was it? What was the other one?
FrostWire.
Napster.
Yeah, Napster still exists.
No, they got sued, and they got sued by like
Metallica
or U2 or something like that. Oh, it's still around.
I think so. Yeah. I definitely spoke to someone sent me a message the other day being like,
well, I mean, MySpace is still there. Does anyone use it?
I downloaded it on Napster. And I was like,
oh my
that
God.
thing still exists? Hectic.
Wow. How did it not only get bounced back, but get legitimized? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's founded in 1999. Still exists.
Yeah.
Literally the top question is, does Napster still exist?
There you go. Most searched thing. Isn't that funny that it knew what you was going to...
So that was a downloading software.
That's very predictively very correct.
Yeah, so I was of the YouTube MP3 converter era, and I did listen to heaps of pop music though because I went to dance school, so I was always like listening. I remember the dance that we did to give me more, give me more.
Wow. What about do you remember like Aqua, or was that just a little bit too early for you?
Just a tiny bit, but I do know who they are, but not the music that I like.
Christina.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Missy Elliott.
Chris Brown.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Do people still talk about Chris Brown?
They do. They love him. It's such an
He's a talented guy.
Hey, not saying that isn't the case at all. But yeah, far out. That was quite a public thing too. He's been denied access to Australia once or twice, hasn't he?
Rihanna.
Yeah.
Listen to heaps of Rihanna.
Yeah,
I actually just recently, as I was driving up to the Central Coast the other day, went like on a full nostalgic hit of R&B, like those throwbacks R&B, but like Destiny's Child, like
of course,
Neo,
Beyonce, Neo,
Beyonce, Rihanna is even in there. Rihanna kind of, yeah.
Mario.
Yeah. Omarion.
Yeah, he was from B2K or something like that. That was a boy band. He was.
What other music did you listen to? What kind of rock music did you listen to? Because Danny sat there in the car just shaking his head, being like, "I hated this music."
I can't sit here and voluntarily say that I'm this huge rock music. Like I didn't listen to like the Stones. I don't listen to like anything in the realms of like, Kiss or AC/DC. Don't get me wrong. I know all the big songs, but I don't know their back catalogs. I listened to I listened to a lot of My Chemical Romance and some other kind of things around that kind of probably more pop culture emo kind of stuff. And then a lot of G-Unit. Usher. I guess Justin Timberlake. But I don't remember being like, I was pretty into Backstreet Boys when I was younger, actually. I remember.
You were?
Yeah. I've always been into like, I didn't dislike the Spice Girls. You ready for this, champ?
Huge.
All right, this is going to be a doozy for you. Before you came, because Pearl and I never went to primary school together because there was 1 year in the difference of the 7 years that we could have potentially been at school together.
And I was already young for my year.
Yeah. And in year 4, I was the Spice Girls manager impersonator group for our year 4 girls who went around to each classroom, and I essentially pushed play pause on the boombox and they did choreographed lip syncs routines to the Spice Girls.
What the hell? That's what you did during school. You went around to other classes and did a Spice Girls tribute band.
I just was the manager because I was great at getting out of school, excellent at it, getting out of doing work in school.
Yeah.
Talent. I was I would walk around with them and set the boombox up. There was 4 of them, so obviously that didn't make sense. That's Spice Girls.
Kyro and I actually had the same teachers though. So remember?
Right, yeah.
So there was 8 years between us, but remember the other day we were trying to remember our primary school's theme song?
Oh my God, yes. Every school had its own like theme song as well,
and
as
you'd
the national
sing it
anthem.
at assembly every week.
At assembly.
And we were trying for the life of us to remember what it was, but couldn't, have no recollection of this song.
Right.
And so I was like, let's just call them. Let's just call Double Bay Primary School. Call the front desk, and Miss Bat is operating the front desk. She was like my year 2, year 5, year 6 teacher.
My kindergarten teacher in 93.
Yeah.
92, 93.
And now she just works a few days like working at the front desk.
And you called her, but we didn't know it was like, did we know it was her? Did she say, hey, hello, something, Bat, Miss Bat?
No, she didn't really, but we were asking, so I was asking about the song being like, can you refresh our memory? Like my brother and I went to Double Bay Primary School
years ago and we're trying to remember.
Yeah, wanted to remember the theme song. She goes, oh, I could probably email it to you. And I was like, no, she goes, oh, I'll call you back. And I was like, actually, can you just email it to me?
Yeah.
And she's writing down my email and I'm going, Pearl Herbert, right. Not going to finish it.
Yep.
Don't send me any fucking emails. Sign me up to some junk email. Yeah. I do that to you sometimes, by the way. But that's a different note.
So many spam emails. You're using my email to download crap.
So I'm giving her the email. I'm like, oh, Pearl Herbert. And she goes, Pearl Herbert. Pearl?
It's Miss Bat.
Is that Pearl and Kyro? Is that Pearl and Kyro Herbert? It's me, Miss Bat. Remember? I was like, oh yeah, I remember. But you've taught thousands of kids in the 40 years of being a teacher. How did she remember us? The point is, we're clearly very memorable. We clearly left an impression.
Shining waters of the bay. She hummed a few bars down the phone to us.
I can't believe you remember that.
No, that's because she hummed a few bars. I've got the video. She hummed a few bars down the line to us, and we were like, "Oh my God, she's singing to us!" And then she was like, "It's Miss Bat." We were like, "Oh my God, we just made Miss Bat sing down the phone."
She was great, and then we had a good old catch up on and where the other Did
she email you?
No, she never did. Clearly didn't leave that good an impression.
Maybe she
should I call her back?
She's getting sloppy. She's getting a bit sloppy.
Getting a bit lazy.
No, I don't think that's worth calling back for. It served its purpose at the time. Thoroughly enjoyable. Good laugh.
Yes.
Know a little bit of the theme song now. You weren't the same colour as me though, were you? I was in
House.
Blue.
I was in MacArthur. Yellow. Technically, isn't this like Harry Potter shit? Shouldn't you be in the same house as a sibling that was...
Right.
Shouldn't your family be a house?
Lineage.
In a house? Yeah.
Lineage. Strong.
Yeah.
Why not? I was a vice captain in year 5 and 6.
It's like Draco Malfoy was in Slytherin because Lucifer's...
right. And all the Weasleys were in...
Gryffindor
because, hello.
Yeah.
They've all got the hearts of a lion.
I think
and they're gorgeous. Don't you know the twins? Didn't you meet them?
I met the Weasley twins. Danny's friends with them.
This is great. You met them in But in the States when you were
Yeah,
over
the
there.
Phelps brothers. They're so lovely, but they're not actually redheads.
No.
So I was in Texas and Danny goes to me, hey, babe, we're going to go have drinks at the Four Seasons and play a golf simulator with the Weasley twins. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Cool text, brah. Shake the other one.
30-minute Uber ride later, I'm literally at the Four Seasons in a golf simulator playing golf with the Weasley twins. I'm like, what?
Were they at any point using their golf sticks as Quidditch brooms?
No, absolutely not. In fact, we didn't talk about...
That's the photo you needed to... Okay, that's fair enough.
We didn't talk about Harry Potter once.
I appreciate that. You probably make a deeper connection with an artist or someone famous when you don't actually acknowledge the thing that they do.
Well, the thing...
Because they go, oh,
the thing about them is that
cool.
They're such lovely brothers and they just know that they've literally made a career out of being in Harry Potter. Like they go around and do Comic Con conventions promoters pay them to make appearances at like Harry Potter fests and shit like that.
It's game over from here on out. They're set up.
Yeah, and they've got like do a podcast interview thing. And so that's why they were in Texas because they were doing a Harry Potter convention.
In Texas.
But yeah, the first thing I remember being like, oh, you guys aren't redheads. And they go, yeah, we actually dyed our hair for like 15 years after the Harry Potter stopped as well because like it would have ruined the image or the imagination that people had set. And then finally they were just like, oh, let's just give it up. Let's stop doing this.
You know, Daniel Radcliffe doesn't always wear glasses either. No, but I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, and based purely on the fact that you would have been making so much Harry money, why would you bother dyeing your hair any other colour when you could just sit back and watch that?
And watch it come in.
Those Potter pants.
Take it to the bank. Wow.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I just still couldn't get it. But I couldn't get over that they weren't really redheads. I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. And I don't know what I expected because like I do the acting as well. Like I get it. Like I've had to dye my hair for shit. Yeah. Like of course, like totally.
Yeah, look at us with our blonde hair. We've had to dye our hair for shit.
But like Harry Potter is just one of those like huge enterprises. It's like this whole world that you're just like consumed by. It shattered it instantly.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair enough. And the fact that they weren't playing Quidditch, they were playing golf.
And that's not their fault. That's just we grew up on Harry Potter, so
didn't we just?
Yeah.
What a great period to. Okay, full disclosure, I have probably never finished a book start to finish apart from the eight Harry Potter books in total.
Yeah.
I can honestly say.
No,
I
isn't
think
it
we spoke
7?
about this.
But it was
We're not
8
readers,
movies.
which is ironic because we make money reading scripts for TV and radio commercials. It was 7 books, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they made a 2-part last film.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, and I'm glad they did.
I liked how it ended.
You know what?
I have no issues with that whole entire franchise.
I think the way they did that was so incredible that I really couldn't see it ever really being redone for another 100 years.
Hey, what do you call more movies than a trilogy? Because a trilogy is 3, right?
Yeah.
So what's more?
That's a good question. Probably a saga.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Star Wars saga.
Actually, that just reminds me. The sad thing that the book that I never read the Harry Potter books and like.
Wait, what?
Nah.
Wait.
I'm okay with it.
You just said like 2 minutes ago. Oh no, I said that.
You
didn't even finish them.
No.
So what have you read then?
I mean, I barely even started them.
Wait, to be fair, like you went to this school, which bless your cotton socks, you tried your little heart out. But when you go to a performing arts school and the main focus is largely on dancing, singing and acting, sometimes some of the other things fall to the wayside, like literacy.
I didn't have a chance.
Luckily you were a voice artist and you were trained to read. Because imagine if you went to a dancing performing arts school and you were dyslexic and they didn't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, like that's potentially a possibility.
No, commit.
I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Like, the level of care or the extra tuition that person needs to spend on external things I don't know.
They essentially spent the same. They essentially spent the same amount of money. Oh yeah, no. Right. Oh, I don't know.
Bless their cotton socks. They had a good thing going.
They could have helped us discover as young you know, professionals what we were interested in a little bit more rather than
Right.
I mean, I suppose technically we were kids going to a musical theatre school and we were supposed to fit the mold, but they did explore other things. And for me, growing up and primarily being pushed into musical theatre when I think I always knew that I was never going to be a musical theatre performer.
Oh, okay.
And was always a little bit more on the commercial side.
Okay.
And was
more singing than the dancing, performing, acting side of it.
Yeah, more modern, just singing more modern music. Like I'm not
not musicals, not
I'm not gonna sing
Chicago and
musicals.
not West Side Story and
Yeah.
these things that have been around for 50 or 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah. But I also,
there was a
on
bit
the
of a
flip
bubble.
side, if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't know. And, you know,
X, Y, and Z.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I have no interest in doing musicals unless it's once.
The musical called Once.
Yeah.
Is that Once Upon a Time? Or
No, it's just called Once. It's a musical. Glenn Hansen and gosh, I can't remember her name, but it's, you know it actually. Like it's, Mum and Dad went and watched it in New York. It's like a two person play, but it's pretty much modern like singer songwriter music. So it's like barely a musical. It's a famous movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
something to suss out.
Yeah.
Done our fair share of musical theatre in our life. We grew up in a pretty. Well, yeah, our parents were doing plays and performing and singing and all that sort of stuff and a variety of different things. So we've done our fair share of stage shows and TV acting. And
you got dragged into them before I was born.
oh my God, I used to have to do choir.
I remember when you did Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat and I was like a baby and I have this strong image of like watching the stage, you, Mum and Dad were all on stage doing something. There was a camel suit. Someone in a camel suit. That's all I remember.
Yeah, no. So I think Dad played Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar
Yeah.
at the Hills. What is it called? The like one of those huge theatres out.
I don't know.
I don't know. Too far away to have to go to rehearsals for. And yeah, I was in the choir. Mum was in it too. And then they did. No, I wasn't in the choir for that. And then they did Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat. All very religiously driven musicals, I might add. However, I was in the choir for that. And then there was something else. And they've been in all sorts of musicals. There's just been a lot of musical theatre, hasn't there?
Yeah. Dad ran away with the famous stories. Dad ran away with the circus when we were young and went and did Full Monty.
Oh my God.
And he did play.
Yeah, he went and did the Full Monty in Melbourne. And I was probably like 14 and you maybe something like that. And it was just the worst because we had to move to Melbourne for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, stoked for Dad, but at the time I was like,
well, I think Mum and Dad were fighting. Like Dad just took the role and went and did it. Oh. And then Mum was like, oh, cool. And then and then we all just went down.
Okay.
But Kyro and I hated Melbourne growing up.
In hindsight, I wish I didn't, but it was more just the drive down there and back.
No, but I think it's also where our nan and pop lived. Like they lived in the like
nicer
St Kilda, like
Beaumaris,
Sandringham, like
Brighton.
a bit more Brighton, bit more suburban vibes, and like probably if we were closer to Fitzroy and
Chapel Street
and all that stuff like that, we would have loved it.
It's not where old people necessarily live though in Melbourne. It's quite a thriving. Well, Melbourne's quite youthful regardless of how old you are, I guess.
I suppose that's true though.
I guess your grandparents' house is always just your grandparents' house, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's always 10 hours away.
Yeah.
So it's really annoying.
Yeah. Oh, I do miss some of those times. It was good fun.
Kyra and I used to play this game called Nose Eye.
You put your nose in each other's eye.
And the first one to see Nana and Papa's wallpaper won.
Stay here.
It was the stupidest game.
Made no sense at all.
I don't even think I ever saw Nana and Papa's wallpaper. I think it was just we put our nose in each other's eye and then be like, this is Nana and Papa's wallpaper.
The games used to come up with a kid on a road trip. Like I Spy.
Yeah, it's up there with snakes in the
Guess
car.
Who, snakes in the car, and all the little things that you had to do to entertain yourself on a long car ride. Nowadays, you don't need to worry. If the TV isn't in the back of the driver's seat,
True that.
you've got your switches, you've
Kids
got your
are
phones,
so lucky
you've
these
got your
days.
whatevers. You don't need to use your imagination anymore.
But how annoying is it to see like a 4-year-old walking down the street with an iPad in its hand? You're like, come on.
Well, yeah, only because you see like 28 to 54-year-olds looking at phones walking down the street and you go,
Oh, neither of them want to talk to each other.
no one wants to talk to anyone, and that person's 4 and it starts negatively already. Doesn't get any. You don't stop looking at the phone all of a sudden to take it all in. You've got to know that beforehand. Do you reckon that's what'll happen?
I've been playing Animal Crossing, and like you win points for taking photos of yourself fishing. And I'm like, this feels so like I'm literally like the whole game is based on living, buying a mortgage, like maintaining your land, and I'm literally living in a world in a game.
It fascinates me how many of those freemium style games have actually captured huge audiences, and people just sink their lives into Sims and all these things where they're trying to create a better world for themselves. And they don't realize the time they're using. I mean, I'm guilty of playing games. I love a good game.
You
but
love
not
Mario
a game
Kart
that
at the moment.
replicates a better life than I live. Something that escapes from the world that I know. Give me Zelda. Give me something where it's like made up, created any day of the week.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's just me. Everyone's different. And entitled to their own opinions.
No, they're not.
That's a moral argument.
They lie to you.
Yeah. We don't need to know everything Joe Sixpack has to say.
All right. Well, there's a lot.
It?
We could, I could go further, but I think we should call it.
You're going to save it for another rainy day?
Another day.
Another day.
Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of The Pretty Cast.
We were pretty, weren't they? And we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.